Breast milk is one of the most protective things that you can give to your baby, but new research has found something quite worrying and unexpected inside it. Microplastics. Tiny plastic particles invisible to the naked eye are showing up in mothers all around the world. So what does this actually mean for your baby? Should you stop breastfeeding? What can you do about it? Hi, I'm Joanna. I'm a mum to 2 children, a 2-year-old and a 10-month-old, and I'm making a series of videos where I just sum up some research or academic papers, try and give us some evidence-based parenting takeaway tips that we can all follow through. Let's look at what the science says. 2022, a landmark Italian study published in Polymers became the first to formally detect microplastics in human breast milk. 34 samples were studied and 26 of them, which is 75%, contained microplastic particles. A 2024 study from Walailak University in Thailand, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine went further. Researchers analysed postpartum breast milk using a microspectroscopy, found microplastics in a significant portion of samples, and also examined how their presence related to changes in milk's bacterial microbiome. And another review in 2024 in the PMC confirmed what many researchers now suspect, that microplastics are not found in just breast milk, but in the placenta and in amniotic fluid, meaning that babies are exposed to microplastics before they're even born. The type of plastics that are commonly detected are polyethylene, polypropylene, and polyvinyl chloride. Materials found in everyday life, food packaging, plastic wraps, things like this, baby bottles, everywhere. Where do microplastics come from? How do they end up in breast milk? Well, they enter our bodies through what we eat and what we drink. So from there, they can make our way into our bloodstream, and researchers believe that that's how they're making their way into breast milk. One striking study in 2023 from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln found that microwaving food in microwavable safe containers for just 3 minutes could release up to 4.2 million microplastic particles per square centimetre of plastic. So that's an incredible amount of microplastic that you could be ingesting in just one meal. So those plastics can enter the body, and over time they can reach breast milk. Even storage options for expressing mothers can leak microplastics. In 2023, a study in environmental pollution found that plastic breast milk storage bags release microplastics into the milk itself, particularly when shaken or warmed up. Infants consuming breast milk that has been stored in plastic could ingest 0.89 milligrams of microplastics per day. So, shall we stop breastfeeding? What should we do about it? Well, the research is interesting about this. The scientific and medical consensus is clear. The benefits of breastfeeding still outweigh the risk of microplastics. Breast milk provides unmatched immune support, tailored nutrition, antibodies, and a range of long-term health benefits that formula just cannot replicate, as well as the emotional and bonding benefits that you get with it as well. But what we don't know yet is the long-term harm and risk of consuming microplastics in infants. Infants may be more vulnerable than adults because their metabolizing enzymes are still developing and their organs are still forming as well. Studies looking at the harm in humans at this level from this early on, that hasn't been studied yet. So we're in an uncertain middle ground where we know that exposure is happening, and it's happening on a huge scale, but we don't know exactly the damage that it will do yet. So what can we take away? Okay, well, there are a few practical things that you can do to reduce exposure. Direct breastfeeding is best, so bypassing plastic bottles, storage bags, nipple shields, and heating entirely if possible. If you do pump and store, use glass or stainless steel containers rather than plastic bags. Personally, although I didn't actually end up pumping, I did use a hacker, and then I transferred or hand express and then put it in a glass bottle, just little ones, and then froze them. Never microwave milk when it's in plastic, or anything in plastic for that matter. Ideally, if you put it in glass and then heat the glass up using warm water. Avoid shaking plastic bottles. So even if you are using a plastic bottle, every shake, every twist of a cap, that leaks more microplastics in. As I said, plastic gets into your body through your diet and in your bloodstream. So if you can eliminate as much plastic as possible, that's a great start. So swapping out plastic and food containers to glass, ceramic, avoid bottled water where you can. All of these things can reduce the amount of microplastics in your body and therefore your milk. So, research on microplastics is still emergent, and we really do not have a full picture on the long-term health effects, but we do know it is happening. Although we don't know what the risk is, we know it's happening, so if we can just avoid as much of that exposure as we can, then hopefully we'll be just safeguarding them for when the evidence does say that it's harmful or it's not. The message is not stop breastfeeding, keep doing it and try and do it as much as you can from the breast as possible, and if you're not able to, then do it in glass, and if you're formula feeding as well, make sure that you can try and do it in glass as much as you can. This is about small swaps and small habits because they all add up over time. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please do hit like, it really helps. Comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you for another one. See you later.